He was an upstate native, an American hero, and the recipient of our nation's highest military honor. Nearly 100 years after his death, Corporal Freddie Stowers' legacy lives on at Anderson University. "73 years after his death, Corporal Freddie Stowers was awarded the Medal of Honor for his valor during World War I. He was the first African American from South Carolina to receive this honor. On November 11, 2015, Anderson University dedicated a statue to Corporal Freddie Stowers for his courageous example of personal bravery and leadership in the line of duty.
Now we turn our attention to the life and sacrifice of Corporal Freddie Stowers, a man who was called a true American hero, a man who in life and death helped keep America free.
The grandson of a slave, Stowers was born in Sandy Springs, South Carolina in 1896. Before the war began, he worked as a sharecropper and farmhand, living a very difficult life in a prejudiced society. At the start of World War I, the United States was still very segregated. African American citizens saw an opportunity to gain the respect of the nation. There were many African American men willing to serve in the nation's military. Stowers enlisted in the Army in 1917. Early morning, September 18, 1918, Corporal Stowers distinguished himself by extraordinary valor and bravery. Serving as squad leader in Company C in the 371st Infantry Regiment, 93rd Division, Stowers led his men on the attack on Hill 188 in the Champagne-Meuse sector of France. Moments after the attack commenced, the German enemy ceased firing, holding up their arms, appearing as if they wished to surrender. American forces ceased fire, making them vulnerable and exposed. As Corporal Stowers' company started toward the trench line, the Germans attacked with machine gun fire and mortar fire, resulting in over 50% fatalities. With extraordinary heroism and valor, Corporal Stowers led his men into the attack, crawling through ferocious enemy machine gun fire and mortar fire. Stowers led his men to the enemy machine gun nest, killing the enemy soldiers and taking the position. With his determined mentality and leadership, Stowers continued the attack on the second trench line. Fatally wounded and battered, Stowers urged his men forward until his final breath. It wasn't until 1991, decades later, nearly 73 years, that Stowers got the recognition he deserved. President George H.W. Bush presented the Medal of Honor to Stowers' surviving sisters, Georgina and Mary.
We want to honor a true hero, a man who makes us proud of our heritage as Americans, a man who in life and death helped keep America free. I speak of Corporal Freddie Stowers, to whom posthumously we present our highest military award for valor, the Medal of Honor.
In a divided and segregated country, Stowers overcame racism and the German enemy, crossing barriers and overcoming unbearable odds.
He sought and helped achieve the triumph of right over wrong. He showed, as this year has proved again, that an inspired human heart can surmount bayonets and barbed wire.
After 73 years, Congress conducted a review of his recommendation and rightfully credited him with perhaps one of the most valiant acts our country has seen in the line of duty. This is not an award a soldier seeks, but one that emulates what this great nation stands for: sacrifice and devotion. As one of 33 South Carolinians and the first African American in World War I to receive the Medal of Honor, Corporal Stowers will be forever honored for his courage, extraordinary value, and supreme devotion to his men and his country.